Hi, it's Tara Green. Let's talk about this Taurus new moon, which is May 11th at 11:59 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 2:59 p.m. that's Eastern Daylight Time, and 6:59 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So here's the astrology aspects. Now you can see there's a lot of planets in Taurus. We've got Ceres, who's just moved into Taurus, the Great Mother. She moved in on May the 8th. Kind of just before Mother's Day, which is a very nice place for her to be. She wills the earth. So everything is very embodied and very sensuous. Uranus is at 11 Taurus. The Sun and the Moon are at 21 Taurus, conjunct Lilith at 22. So this to me is a very prime time, dark moon, Lilith, black moon, Lilith, dark moon, black moon, to embrace Lilith and embody her and be in that sensuality and that tangible, sensual, feeding our senses with like chocolate and dancing and singing and music. And Lilith is Kundalini energy, that sacred, spiritual, sexual energy, the snake coiled in the base of our spines that we want to raise to the crown chakra to get enlightened. So Lilith was not this dark demoness that she's made out to be. That's just a projection of the patriarchal sphere of her power. She was the archetype of the first woman before Eve, and she demanded equality, so she symbolizes the matriarchy, the original matriarchy, which is all about equality and balance. And because that story, which was almost written out of history in the original Old Testament, the secret teachings, Lilith refused to lay beneath Adam, and she just left. She left paradise to live by the Red Sea, which is a symbol of menstruation, by the way, which we're going to talk about as well, because in the news a lot of women are having trouble with their periods, excessive bleeding, etc., etc., and cysts, and any menstrual problems. We're going to talk about that. Remember, Taurus is opposite Scorpio, so any sign that we're dealing with, we're also dealing with the opposite, even though there is no planets in Scorpio. So Scorpio is Taurus's shadow side. So Lilith refused to compromise, and we need those kind of boundaries, and we need to take back her power. So what else is happening there? Sedna, which I just wrote about. Sedna and Venus were just together a few days ago. Sedna is at 28 degrees Taurus, sitting on Algol, the most feared, again, goddess star Medusa, famous Amazon warriors. And Venus, which rules Taurus, has ventured into Gemini, again, since the 8th. Okay, so it's already at 3 degrees Gemini. So we've got this kind of split attention thing going on with Venus and Gemini. We can be a bit detached from all that earthiness. We can talk about it. We can see the duality in things, not the polarity. Venus is conjunct the North Node at 10 degrees of Gemini, and Mercury also in Gemini in its home sign. So you can see those 3 planets in Gemini as well. So altogether, though, in Taurus, we've got Ceres, Uranus, the Sun, the Moon, Lilith. We're not going to connect Sedna, but she's there. So that's a lot. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 5 is Venus's number, sacred to Taurus. Now, what else is going on here? Saturn in Aquarius is squaring Uranus. So that's the major aspect of 2021, those squares between innovation, technologies. Saturn rules cryptocurrency, robotics, thinking outside the box, radical freedom, all of that stuff squaring Uranus and Taurus. Now, Uranus rules Aquarius in modern astrology, and the irony is, of course, that Taurus is a very strong fixed sign that does not like change, and yet Uranus is this cosmic cattle prod right now while it goes through Taurus from 2018 to around 2023, changing all that up, monies, values, our bodies, our body images, what we think of as beauty, all of that's being electrifyingly changed. So what else are we going to talk about here? Chiron, the wounded healer, at 11 degrees of Aries, is squaring Mars. So Mars rules Aries, so that's a tight, tense square. That's where we're feeling wounded. Mars in Cancer, where it's kind of in the most mothering sign, the sign of the moon, nurturing the mother. We want to be at home. We want to feel safe. We miss our families. We're feeling wounded about families. Anger, anger that's buried, defensiveness, all of those things going on now. Neptune is already up at 22, Pisces, conjunct Athena, goddess of wisdom. Jupiter at 29 Aquarius. Now, Jupiter is very strong here because it's at the last degree of Aquarius, and it is squaring the Sun and the Moon and Sedna there. as well. Okay, we're talking about her again. So Jupiter at 29 degrees. This is a critical degree for things, again, being upheaval and changing. Again, it's at cryptocurrencies are at an all-time high with this. When Jupiter enters Pisces, May the 13th, I believe it is, that might change because things kind of go underground or in the water, in the unconscious, a sense of tanking, literally, to me. Because we're in Lala then, and then Jupiter in Pisces rules debt, illusion, delusion. So be very, very careful about what you invest in. And Taurus is all about investments, banking, traditional kinds of hands-on jewelry, gold, silver, which are not really moving very much these days. Everything has moved into this Aquarian, Jupiter, Saturn, while they're in those signs, mainly this year, Saturn is going to continue to move through Aquarius till around 2023. Pluto's at the 26th degree of Capricorn, trining the Sun and the Moon, and Sedna as well, and widely trining Venus and Gemini as well. So as Pluto moves to its latter degrees, it gets stronger. Its intensity gets more powerful. Speaking of investments, Vesta, the goddess of investment, she's at 8 degrees of Virgo there. And so at 8 degrees of Virgo, she is also trining Uranus. So again, this is bringing an emphasis to cryptocurrencies, investing in cryptocurrencies, or precious metals, jewelry, whatever you want to keep your money in. And Vesta works really well in Virgo. She's very organized, very nitpicky, kind of doesn't want to overspend the money. She's a good saver, actually. Juno, the feminine form of wisdom, at 21 degrees of Sagittarius, is exactly squaring Neptune. So again, our attention might be feeling like we're scattered, like we're thinking about moving in 8 directions at once, but that feminine form of genius, Juno, is really great. She helps us to see many different aspects of things. In her square to Neptune, she lights up our imagination, our dreams. Again, I'm going to start doing a lot of writing and holding dream groups with tarot as Jupiter enters Pisces, and I used to run dream groups for many years, since the early 90s. I used to lead workshops in corporate businesses and things like that, workshops in dreaming. So it would be really exciting to go back and do some dream work with tarot, so I'll let you know about that. And then the South Node at 10 degrees of Sag. So the South Node at 10 degrees of Sag is conjunct to the fixed star Ariel, Uriel. People pronounce it different ways. So that animal, that star protects animals, actually, by the way. Sorry about that. In a sextile to Saturn in Aquarius, and then forming a yod, or a finger of God, to Mars in Cancer. Now, Mars in Cancer is almost also on the U.S. sun, the largest and brightest star in the sky, which is Sirius. Sirius is around 12, 13 degrees Cancer. So that's considered to be the center of the heavens. So Mars on there indicates, that sense of the past, Saturn, Aquarius. You got to remember that Saturn still rules Aquarius, so we still have to honor the past. I know the Gen Zers are all Gen Zers. There's my Canadiana giving itself away. Gen Zers, wanting to, throw away all the past, having no respect for elders, but, we have to honor where we come from, or else somebody else is going to rewrite history if we don't honor it just as a record. Saturn, that's time. So that sextile between Saturn and the South Node is a bit about changing your philosophy, changing your tactics, changing the road you're traveling on. And everybody wants to go home, wants to feel safe emotionally. We're still in a pretty big flux of not knowing what's going on. I think there's a great fear, again, that square Chiron in Aries, great fear. People not wanting to know, but wanting instant change. And definitely, I think there's so much, again, while we still have Neptune and Pisces for another, again, till 2023, 2024, nothing will be clear. It's only going to get denser, more foggy, more obfuscated, more confusing, more unreal, like we're all drugged, like who knows what's real or not. And that's something that's been building, again, since Neptune entered Pisces in like 2011. So the best you can do is to find your own GPS, your personal GPS, listen to your higher self. I use astrology as one of those tools for that, connecting into your body. So please join me. On May the 10th, I'm having another Astrology Magic New Moon workshop. This one's going to be very Lilith inspired, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, live on Zoom. You can sign up on my website at tarot.com. It's only $28 Canadian. Any other currencies are going to be converted to Canadian. It's about $22 US, I believe. So please come. It's going to be really fantastic and much more experiential than the last number of workshops. If you haven't been, I've had great feedback for this. We're going to, really, I'm just going to transcribe what all these energies all about. So please, if you want to honor your body, your values, your ability to have boundaries, hold money, your sensuality, your sexuality, all of the goodies, please join me. Okay, if you want to get in touch with me, I am at tarot.com. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on my blog at infinitynow.wordpress.com. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on TikTok. Many blessings. Hope to see you at the New Moon in Taurus ceremony. Blessings.